Episode 26, Hidden Inventory, Part 2. Suguru casually makes himself some tea while one of his cursed spirits has Kokun restrained. The curse user is completely immobilized with only one arm free to resist the cursed spirit, constantly trying to lick and kiss him. While Riko and her caregiver are both unconscious and safely positioned on a couch, Suguru sits down opposite them and pretends he can't hear Kokun. Irritated, Kokun boasts that Bayer, Q's strongest soldier, will make Suguru regret this. However, Suguru receives a picture message from Satoru that Bayer was easily defeated, and he shows Kokun. With Bayer's defeat, Q disbands as an organization shortly after. Shu Kong, the middleman for the Time Vessel Association, finds Toji, who was just hired to hunt the star plasma vessel, betting on races that he apparently never wins. Shu asks why Toji hasn't been pursuing the star plasma vessel, and Toji explains that he won't be able to take on Satoru head-on. He claims to be using the initial deposit from the Time Vessel Association to wear him down without elaborating. Toji loses his bet on the race, and Shu tells him he's not cut out for gambling. Before he leaves, Shu tells the sorcerer killer that he's counting on him and asks about Megumi. However, Toji can't manage to remember who that is. Back at the hotel with the star plasma vessel, Satoru and Suguru discuss if they should take the girl to a doctor. They wish they could use reverse cursed technique like Shoko, but she's always been terrible at explaining how it works. The star plasma vessel, Riko Amanai, wakes up and smacks Satoru. She assumes a battle stance and threatens both boys because she doesn't believe they're on her side. Her caregiver, Misato Kuroi, enters the room and finds the boys bullying Riko before explaining they're all on the same side. Satoru states Riko is different from what he expected considering she's going to be assimilated into Tengen. Riko embraces her role as the star plasma vessel and proudly states that she is Tengen and Tengen is her. Satoru and Suguru casually ignore and taunt Riko, annoying the young girl. A joke about her not having any friends makes Riko realize that she's missing school. At her request, everyone goes to Renchoku Girls Junior High. Satoru argues that they should return to Jujutsu High, but Masamichi explains over the phone that fulfilling all of Riko's quests is a part of Tengen's orders as well. Misato adds that Riko lost her family at a young age, and she wants her to enjoy her last day with her friends. Suguru smiles and says that Misato is her family, honoring her. Satoru inquires about the status of Suguru's surveillance-cursed spirits, and two of them are taken out before long. Meanwhile, Toji eats at a restaurant while watching more races. He's posted a bounty on Riko using the deposit from the Time Vessel Association, leading several curse users to move in on her. Suguru goes to confront the curse users, while Satoru and Misato search for Riko to evacuate her. Shu calls Toji while he's at the restaurant and informs him that the girl isn't at Jujutsu High yet. He also reminds Toji that he'll lose his deposit if someone else takes out the girl. Not only that, but the Time Vessel Association may claim they could have used the bounty in the first place and refuse to reward him for the finished job. Unfazed, Toji explains that Satoru Gojo is the first person to inherit both the Limitless and the Six Eyes in hundreds of years. He's confident nobody will get to the girl with Satoru guarding her and tells Shu the bounty up for another 47 hours. After the time limit expires, Toji wants Shu to get the money back and hangs up the call when he protests. Back at Riko's school, Suguru encounters an elderly curse user who summons two simple Shikigami. Suguru recognizes that he covered his flank with a Shikigami after seeing his opponent's uniform, assuming there would be multiple enemies from Jujutsu High. He summons cursed spirits, and the curse user notices that they're not Shikigami. He believes Suguru fears close combat and begins to formulate a plan. However, Suguru suddenly summons a giant worm-like curse that fills the hallway and appears to swallow his opponent. Suguru turns around to leave when suddenly the curse user bursts through the window behind him. Just when it seems the curse user has the advantage, his life flashes before his eyes. Suguru beats him down with superior hand-to-hand combat and reveals he was leading him into a close-range encounter the entire time. After beating the old man senseless, Suguru asks if he's with Q, or the Time Vessel Association. Satoru runs into Riko's music class and gets the attention of all the girls, including the teacher. He leaves with Riko shortly after, and although she's upset, she understands that Satoru is trying to prevent her friends from getting caught up in the fighting. A curse user with a bag mask spots Satoru carrying Riko away. Misato confronts the curse user and even overpowers him with a well-timed low blow. Suguru joins her shortly after and admits he's impressed with her skills. He reveals the information he received from the curse user while also trying to call Satoru. There is a bounty on Riko's head posted on the dark web for curse users with a time limit of 11 a.m. the next day. This conversation confirms that Riko is the target for the curse user, and his body suddenly melts. Suguru calls Satoru to warn him, but he and Riko are already surrounded by 4 clones of that very same curse user. He makes a 5th clone, but Satoru slams it into another clone using cursed technique lapse blue. 2 more clones rush him head-on but are stopped by the Infinity before being easily dispatched. Satoru reveals that his opponent's innate technique allows generate up to 5 clones, including the main body, and he can decide which of them is the main body at a moment's notice. The curse user asks how his opponent could know this, and Satoru replies that he has good eyes. Satoru goes on to divulge his own technique, further explaining how blue and the forward activation of the technique works. The curse user flees, but Satoru uses blue to attract them both to a single point. He attempts to use cursed technique reversal, red, but it fails to activate, as Satoru has yet to master reverse cursed technique. Satoru comically declares that he failed and then simply punches the curse user to defeat him. Riko has been along for the ride the entire time with Satoru using his power to levitate her next to him. She gets a message on her cell phone and is shocked to find that she's received a message that Misato has been kidnapped.